Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Did It Work? My name is Nina. And again, I'm in my night clothes because I am making a lasagna and I'm baking it tomorrow. So it is about 11 o'clock at night. I'm going to make this lasagna, stick it in the refrigerator, and head to bed. So this is my recipe. Um, about somewhere right around Thanksgiving, the young ones asked me for this recipe, and I verbally told them about it over the phone. And I told them I didn't have this recipe written down. So, young ones, this one's for you. I know you probably already made it, but this is something for you to look back on. So, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I have two cast iron skillets on the stove top, and I have them both on about medium high. And I am going to cook 2 pounds of hamburger and 1 pound of Italian sausage. Mine's mild. You can use hot or any other combination that you like. I'm going to just let these cook and brown. In my hamburger, since it is just plain hamburger and has no seasoning in it whatsoever, I am going to go ahead and add a white onion and some garlic. You can also just use onion powder and garlic powder or dried minced onions in this if you like as well. Then I'm going to get some seasonings together. Of course, we've got the standard salt and pepper. Using my pepper mill, I will taste all of this before I assemble to do any corrections if I need to. Freshly ground pepper, using again my pepper mill. I am not seasoning the sausage yet because I want to taste it and see what it tastes like after it's cooked. I can see the seasonings in the sausage, so I'm pretty sure it's got to have some good flavor to it. All right, so my sausage is to a point to where I can taste it, so I'm going to go ahead and get a piece of this and taste it. Just finding a piece that's cooked through. Oh my gosh, this sausage is delicious. I don't need any seasoning on this sausage. So this is good. This is just a mild sausage that I actually got from the deli because I couldn't find it prepackaged. Okay, my sausage is done, so I'm turning the fire out. I'm coming back over here to my 2 pounds of hamburger, and I'm going to finish letting it cook. Just by the way, I have an 85-15 percent hamburger, so I don't have as much fat in here, but I do want a little bit of fat because fat's a little bit of flavor. But if there's excessive fat, I will drain it off. Okay, my hamburger's getting about to the point to where I can taste it, so I'm gonna go ahead and taste it to make sure I don't need to season it anymore. It needs salt. The garlic and onions are fine. It's just lacking some salt, a little bit of pepper. I'm gonna let you see in here. I don't have a lot of grease, as you can see. So I'm not going to have to worry too much about drainage. I'm going to just make sure when I mix the sausage in here that I don't take the grease over here with it. So with that being said, I'm putting the sausage in here. And I'm using my slotted spatula so that grease can drain off. I'm going to just mix it in there. I'm going to just mix these together. All right. I'm going to turn my fire down to a good medium low. And I'm going to add my sauce. I just have a meat sauce. Just gives me extra meat because I do like my lasagna meaty. And I'm going to stir this together. And I'm going to season, taste, and then we will start assembling. If you do see, like after I put that in there, I saw some grease rise up, but it's not a lot. Just take paper towels and I'm going to soak it up. That was nice and easy. It only took me one paper towel, 2 halves, so one paper towel. There was not a lot of grease in there, but when I put the sauce in there, it did make it rise up, so that is a good thing. All right, I'm going to give this a taste. Now I got to get my tasting spoon and see what type of seasonings I need in here. It does taste good. I'm going to get my Italian seasoning and put that in there. Sauce is really not all that seasoned for me. And that's the reason why you're now seeing me use the Italian seasoning, because I wanted to put it in with the sauce. The Italian sausage, oh, it was perfectly seasoned. That, oh my gosh, that was delicious. So I'm going to put this in here, stir it up, and then I'm going to do another tasting. I'll put a little bit of oregano in here. I know there's oregano in Italian seasoning, but I have some, so I'm going to use it. See, this is full. I'm making a big pan, so if you do not have a big family or you don't want to freeze it, don't make a big pan. You're going to see my pan in just a minute. And this is the only thing that I make it out of. And now I've got two of my kids that have them. No, two of my kids and my niece. A little bit more salt, and I think I'm good. And taste that Italian seasoning. It is so yummy. Okay, another taste. Perfect. All right. Turn this off. And I'm going to set you up to see the assembly. Okay, so I think I've got everything set out to prep. I do not cook my lasagna noodles, and I'm going to just lay them in the bottom. If they don't fit, break them. Just put them on the bottom. By the time you're ready to eat this, they're got to be soft, so when you serve it out, you're not going to know they're all broken up. And I'm going to line the bottom of my pan with these. These are just regular noodles. These are not pre-cooked. They're just, as you can tell by me breaking them, they're just regular noodles. I'm just putting a layer, and then a layer of the sauce. I want to cover those noodles. You can clearly see how deep this pan is. And I think this is the secret, is the depth of my pan, because all those flavors just melt together and it's just delicious. I've made the exact same recipe in a regular size lasagna pan, and the kids are like, it's not as good as the one on Thanksgiving. And I'm like, the only thing different is the pan. And I think this Dutch oven is the secret. So after I've got the layer of noodles, the layer of meat sauce, I'm going to take some ricotta cheese. I use ricotta cheese. And I'm going to put a small layer on there using my baby spatula because I'm trying to spread it out a little bit. As much or as little as you want. Some people don't like ricotta cheese. That's what I have. I'll let you see it. That's all that I have on there. My lasagna is cheesy, by the way, so if you're not a big person with cheese, you're going to hate my lasagna. I have medium cheddar cheese. I'm going to put a nice layer. Then I have mozzarella cheese. I shredded this cheese in my food processor. If you don't want to do it, you can use pre-shredded cheese, but I have started listening, and yes, there's a difference between using pre-shredded cheese and freshly shredded cheese. There's a textural difference. Never knew that, and Nev is always too lazy, but I have a food processor now, so I don't care. I know for Thanksgiving, I actually used shredded cheese because we forgot to buy the cheese, and we had to run out at the last minute and get it. Do another layer of noodles. So a lot of people ask me when I tell them I'm making lasagna for Thanksgiving, why are you making lasagna for Thanksgiving? Well, this is thanks to my children. My children, they're not fans of regular Thanksgiving food. They don't really like stuffing or dressing. They don't like sweet potatoes. So I got to the point to where it was like, well, what do you want? What do you want? And they're like, make a lasagna, because I never did make a lot of lasagnas during the week because, they're time consuming. And after getting home from work, spending 20, 30 minutes prepping and then waiting another hour for it to bake and then another 15 minutes for it to settle in order to cut into it, I was tired. That wasn't happening. It was just too hard. So I said, okay, I will make it. And now the only time they really get it is on Thanksgiving. It's not the only time I make lasagna. Every now and then I would make it during the week, but not often. And I will say I've made it more when it's not Thanksgiving, when the kids got older, than any time other than that, because I would do what I'm doing right now and I would prepare it one night and then cook it the next night and then call them and let them know that there's lasagna made so they could come over and get some. But that's still not very often. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish layering this, and I'm going to let you see what it looks like at the end. So I'll be right back. For that final layer of noodles, make sure the top is completely covered. Then use the rest of your meat sauce, and I did use all 3 pounds, and put a layer of the ricotta cheese. Okay, so I'm on my top layer, and you're always got to end with cheese. And I like to end mine with primarily mozzarella cheese. Any leftover cheese you have, put it in a plastic baggie, put it in the refrigerator, and you have some already shredded cheese that you can use. I like to make chorizo and eggs, and I put my cheese in that. Macaroni and cheese, good time to make macaroni and cheese. Salad. Um, I will be having a salad with this, so I will be putting my leftover medium cheddar cheese in my salad. Okay, I'm not. I've got a little bit left. And then I had a little bit of Parmesan cheese in my refrigerator. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on the top of it as well. It's not a whole lot of it. I'm just kind of spreading that around a little bit. As you can tell, this is nice and full. So when I put it in the oven, when I put it in the oven, I'm going to put it on a cookie sheet lined with aluminum foil so I don't make a mess in my oven. There's my lid. This is the lasagna. Good night. Due to miscommunication, I was not able to film the baking of the lasagna, but you will bake this covered at 350 for 45 minutes. Then you're going to take the lid off and continue baking it for another 15 minutes or until your cheese is browned and melted. Then you're going to take it out of the oven and let it set for 20 minutes before you cut it. As always, love with your heart, cook with your soul. My name is Nina.